Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a DIY fall wreath and I'm also going to be decorating my front porch for fall. So let's get started on the wreath. So I'm taking one of these Dollar Tree pumpkins and I'm going to be painting this with my terracotta. Now this is going to go inside of a wreath that I'm going to be working on. And I'm just going to be painting the terracotta here on the pieces here. The sections are going to get some scrapbooking paper Mod Podged on. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the whole pumpkin painted. I'm even painting the stem. I'm going to be putting something up there so you won't even see the stem anyway. And once I get this all painted and it's dry, I'm going to be getting my scrapbook paper that I printed off, and it's going to be a plaid, and I'm doing orange cream and blue for this pumpkin. I actually got inspired from some of the ribbon that I found at Michael's this year. Alright, let's get this finished. And one little section here, and I will be doing another coat, of course. Now that it's got two coats and it's dry, this is the paper that I printed off, and I'm just going to line it up here where I want it. Let's figure it out. I'm trying to get it more down the middle, possibly, that one orange stripe. And I'm just going to be pushing with my finger to get an indentation on the paper for each section. Alright, now that that is all done, you can kind of see that there. I'm just going to be cutting it out. And continue to cut the rest of them out. Alright, so I have this one done. This one will go right here, or maybe over here. I think I have my paper backwards. Okay, goes right there. All right, let me go ahead and get the rest of them cut out, and I'm going to be Mod Podging all of them on. Let's go ahead and start with the right side here. I'm just going to put a bunch of Mod Podge on here. And I'm going to carefully as possible, get the paper on here. It's just not quite lined up right there. There we go. And I'm just going to push it over a little bit more and just smooth it with my fingers. And now I want to get the rest of them put on. Let's go ahead and start with the middle section. And we're going to go ahead and get the last section put on. Okay, I think this looks really pretty. I'm loving the blue with the orange and the cream this year. Alright, next I'm going to be taking some of this medium Victorian teal paint from Delta, and I am just taking a little piece of wet paper towel, and I'm just going to be applying this here. I just want to add a little bit more of the blue color. Just going to go around all the sections here. And you can do this with a paintbrush too. I just find it easier just to do it this way. For me, it's quicker. Sometimes I have a hard time getting it to work the way I want it to with a paintbrush. Alright. I even added some, as you can see here, onto the scrapbook paper. I kind of like that shaded like that. Alright, so here's the plan. I want to put it on this picture frame, and then it's going to sit inside of my wreath. I'm thinking about like this direction. So I'm going to hot glue it on. Just these three sections right here, because I noticed that's where the pumpkin is touching on my frame. I'm going to hold that down. And these are the ribbons that I found at Michael's, and this is my inspiration, is this teal and the orange. And I was lucky to find that scrapbook paper online, that color. So I'm just going to be making a messy bow. And I'm just cutting each one of these in half. I want them to be just a little bit smaller. Okay, now I have all my pieces. I'm just going to line them up like so. This is the easiest bow for me to make, definitely. Gonna squish them together, and I'm just taking a piece of floral wire, wrapping it around and twisting it. Okay, gonna cut that off, push it down, fluff it up. Okay, so I'm just gonna be hot gluing this on, just right at the stem. Of course, this would be really cute just to keep it just like this, but like I said, it's going to be a wreath that I'm doing for my front door. Now let's go ahead and get the wreath. This is a wreath that I've made many years ago and I've used. I'm going to be taking a few things off of it. First thing we got to get is this bow off. If I can get it figured out. I like to wire a bunch of my stuff on here. I also noticed that I hot glued some things on here too, which I normally don't do, but this thing is like really on there good. And I just used that floral wire, so it's kind of hard to see where I've twisted everything. I think it's right here. Yeah, I think I got it now. All right, so I got that off, and you know, I'm not sure. I don't think I want the sunflowers. They're not glued in, they're just underneath. So let's just yank the sunflowers out. Yeah, I'm just not really liking those. I might take a few more things out too. I don't know if I like the red leaves in there either. Okay, I changed my mind about having it in the picture frame. I didn't like the way it looked on the wreath. So I'm taking one of the bigger Dollar Tree pumpkins and I'm going to be gluing this on, but first I'm going to be painting the pumpkin with the medium Victorian teal, and then I will do some shading on the outside with the terracotta, and then we'd be gluing it on there. All right, so I also decided to take everything off the wreath and just start fresh. Wasn't liking the colors with the way the pumpkin turned out. So here are some pics that I have. Had these for many years. I think these will look perfect on here. You can see I got a bunch of picks over there to the left of me. And I also have a wreath that I was going to use. So I think I'm going to stick these like so. Because I like how it has the orange and the cream in here. The pip berries are a creamy color. So it kind of ties in with my pumpkin. I'm not going to put any blue in the wreath except for, you know, like a bow. So if I can get this in here, goodness. Okay, let me see what else I can find here. Yeah, I got lots of different things I can use. I just grabbed a few pieces from in the basement. I think I'm gonna put this here. And I'm just gonna be tucking everything into the grapevine wreath here. I'm not gonna do any hot gluing, except for I'll probably hot glue the pumpkin in. Tuck this one over here. If I can get it to go in. Okay. Yeah, having a hard time here getting some of these to stay in there. The only thing I hate working with a grapevine wreath is I get poked a lot trying to push things in. All right, let me see what else we got here. I do like these berries. Let me stick that down in there. Okay, and how about this one over here on this side. Trying to untwist it a little bit. There we go. Push it in there. All right. So now I want to add some of the creamy color, and I love these picks here. How about tucking some in here? There we go. And I want to put some more over here. All right, how about this little pick here? And I got this one over here on this side. We'll tuck in right there. And I got one more. I'll tuck it in over on this side. Get it stick in there. And fluff it out. There we go. All right, I want to add some of these in here too. Now, I cut that pick up and stuck them in there, and here's where the pumpkin is going, and here is what I'm using. I did 3 messy bows here. I was going to place them around the wreath, and I kind of laid them there and I didn't like it. So I'm going to put it where that empty space is. Let's put a bow right there. There we go. The wreath is done. Now let's go to the front porch and hang it on the door. All right, here it is. I might need to revamp this just a little bit. I'm seeing a few gaps right here, but I do love how this looks. Okay, so I'm going to be putting my Hello Pumpkin doormat here. I'm going to be decorating over here to the left side of the door because I don't have any room, but we don't really need that section there for anything. So here we go. I thought I'd start with my urns out front first, and you can see I have my bin here of all of my fall foliage that I'm going to use. Now it is a little windy right now, so bear with me here. This is probably going to get messed up a little bit. I put 2 of the ferns in here first, and this little thing with the mums is just like a half circle thing on a grapevine. Not sure if I'm going to keep it there, but I'm just going to set it there for right now. The next thing that I've added, I know it's kind of hard to see, is just some berry picks on each side, inside of the ferns. And then I added 3 different tall picks here at the middle. So I have some height with this. And then I've added a few more picks in here. I know it's hard to see. They're at the very back. They're just got leaves on them, but it kind of fills in that gap that was on each side of those 3 tall ones. And then I added about 6 different flowering bushes in here with some mums and everything. So you see this is a lot fuller than it was. So I'm going to repeat everything over on the other urn now. All right, so everything is done here. I'm not liking that gap. I see a little bit of a gap here. I will go down and find something for that, but first I want to go ahead and get started on the front porch, and then I'll fix the urns. All right, so what I've done is I've put this wrought iron plant stand that I have and my rusty lantern here first. And I went and got some pumpkins yesterday. So I went and got 6 pumpkins at Walmart. They were $4.48 a piece, and check out that stem. Isn't that cool? I tried to get some neat looking stems. They didn't have a whole bunch to choose from with that. A lot of them were broken off and just big fat ones that just stood up straight. But I kind of like the way these look because I like to save all of my stems for crafting projects when you have your faux pumpkins. So I'm going to use 3 pumpkins up here in this area and the other 3 down on the step. So here's how I place them first. Now I want to get some of the fall leaves and the fall flower bushes that I have. So I have a fall flowering bush that I stuck here to the left of the pumpkin that's on top of the stand. And then I want to add a few more leaves in front of the pumpkin. Like this, I have two little tiny things of leaves that I stuck there, just some pieces that I had. And then I also want to add a pick, a little bit of a fall pick here. So you can see I added this little fall pick here. I might add something more, I don't know. But I want to kind of trail down towards the lantern with some leaves. So I have this pick here that has a bunch of leaves and some berries on it. And next, I want to work down by the pumpkin here next to the lantern. Now I have a little bit of fall foliage underneath the pumpkin. I'm going to add some more mums and some leaves, and we will see how this whole area turned out. Here it is. I think this looks really, really cute. And, you know, it's really not in the way. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not. Let's go ahead and work on the steps. So I decided to put the other 3 pumpkins here, and I have a little bit of my fall flowers right there, but I got to add a few more picks. Got to add a little bit more here. So I have this pick over to the left coming out on the pumpkin on the step there. And then I'm also going to add some picks up in between the two. So I have a pick over there with a white pumpkin, and then you can see that yellow mum. I'm also going to go behind this pumpkin here in between the two at the top, as you can see there. I added some mums and a few more picks. And that is all I'm going to do here. It's kind of competing with the urn there. So let's check it all out. The wind has died down just a little bit for me today here. I think this looks really pretty. I mean, I really want to do some more on the porch. I really wish I had a bigger porch. This happens to be the smallest porch I've ever had. But I think I did pretty good, considering the little tiny space that I have to work with. This looks really pretty here, I think. And we have plenty of room to walk through here, because we do use our front door all the time. I really love this little corner here. And we'll look at the wreath one more time here. I'm going to back up carefully here, show you again everything, trying not to fall off the steps. As you can see, it gets kind of darker in here as I back up. Okay, we'll just see how it looks standing out here in the yard a little bit. You can see it's really, really dark there. Now I have a few pictures here that we can look at of the close-ups. All right, my sweet friends, that's going to do it for the video today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, I'd appreciate a big thumbs up. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.